Suggested types of information to document. Use unique and descriptive computer names. Document all technical information about the system. Save all unique data to floppy disks. Well, we don't do that in real life, right? But back in the day we did. Keep an incident log for each computer. So you can kind of see what's failing and when, right? If you're always having memory problems, well, then let's just swap out the RAM, right? Levels of support. Large organizations can support several support functions, can separate support functions into several levels. So large organizations can separate support functions into several levels. Some support can be delegated based on user knowledge and organization size. Proper delegation of technical support functions can save time for everyone. This is true. Okay, now you're going to get into your tiers of support. So this last bullet is especially true. And you probably see a true or false test question on that. So level 1 support is designated as an on-site user. Level 1, designated on-site user. A designated user in each department can handle simple technical support and most trivial problems. So that's level 1 support. So as the numbers get higher, you get more and more skilled people, right? So the designated user should have a basic knowledge of computers. A knowledgeable on-site source can assist you effectively. Level 2 telephone support. Telephone support offers quick solution to common problems. They have a book that they go through. If they can't find it in the book, then they're going to escalate you to level 3. If they can find it in the book, they're going to try to keep you from level 3 as much as possible. So if you're a level 1 support person, you try to resolve things as best you can. If you can't figure it out, you ship them off to level 2. Level 2 will try very hard not to escalate to level 3. But anyway, second bullet is getting information over the phone can help you prepare for on-site repair. It's usually very good. And then level 3 on-site service, decide whether the service system, whether to service the system on-site or to bring it in back to your workplace by asking the following questions. Will repairs interfere with the user's work? Of course they will, right? And what is the user's location, will the user's location interfere with your work? So is it a dangerous environment? Do they work at a place where you're going to be discussing sensitive stuff out in front of customers or something like that? So you may not have room to work on their site. You might have to take it back to your site. Is the computer in a high traffic area? You don't want to work in a high traffic area. They might walk away with one of your parts. Or you may obstruct them or cause them to trip or something like that. It's a safety problem. Will the user want to help? Or do they just like fix it and bring it back to me? I don't care about all this. They don't want to see their computer torn apart. I worked on a lady, my cousin's motorbike one time. This is just the psychology of how these things work, right? So I tore the motorbike apart, which was no big deal to me because I had to get to this specific part, top of the engine. So I took the seat off, the fuel tank off. It was like 6 bolts. It's very common to do. She was mortified. She's like, oh my gosh, my bike will never run again. She was mortified, stressed out about it. So you don't want computer users that don't understand this stuff to see their computer completely dismantled. They're gonna go, oh my gosh, this guy took my computer apart, or this person took my computer apart, and they're never going to get it back together. So they're automatically stressing, and then anything that goes wrong, it's because you took my computer apart. But the reality is, it's good to do that. It's good to reseat the cards every now and then, right? So anyway, it may cause undue stress to your users. So depending on the type of people you're dealing with, you may or may not want to do this in front of them. And do you have enough space to work? That's a big one. Spare parts. Manage your spare parts inventory by the following. Knowing the frequency of failures and the number of replacement parts that you will need. Knowing how long it takes to get replacement parts and ordering them appropriately. I mean, we can get everything in the next day on Amazon, right? So knowing how quickly your suppliers can provide parts, buying spare parts in bulk whenever possible, and standardizing your parts to keep your inventory small. So that's another reason that everybody uses the same parts. Standardization. In large organizations, standardization reduces the number of spare parts required. Standardization is not always possible, however, and you should standardize whatever you can control. So whatever you can standardize, do it. And then you should establish standards for groups of similar systems, right? So you should have a group of, say you have a group of OS X users, you're going to need some Mac parts, and you have just a few though, because you only have 4 or 5, and then you might have 1,000 Windows systems, so you need to standardize there accordingly. So when you have computers with little in common, Setting standards such as common interrupt requests, etc., can be very worthwhile.